Good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are watching today's program. Today is 2nd of August 2022. I am with Councilor Adedamola Aminu, who was elected as councillor on the platform of Labour Party 2006 in the United Kingdom, and he also served as the Mayor of Lambeth. That was between 2014 and 2015 in the UK. This our strong politician in the UK is a very strong community advocate and also community leader in the United Kingdom, and also is a management consultant, and also is a chairman of the Association of Nigerian-British Councilors in the United Kingdom. He is also President Association of Nigerian Academics in the United Kingdom. Our amiable councillor holds a degree in the business studies, and also holds a master in the marketing. He has also received many awards for leadership and community engagement in the UK and also in Nigeria. We are happy to meet our amiable, strong leader. Here is with me. We shall discuss many important issues related to the politics in the United Kingdom. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, sir. Yeah, please, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name is Adedamola Aminu, former Mayor of Lambeth.
And
okay, well, I'm also a former chairman of Association of British Nigerian Councilors and Mayors in the UK, and also the president of Nigerian Academics UK.
All right. To start with, please, what is different between the UK government and UK Parliament?
Well, it's the same. UK government and UK Parliament you are just using different terms to mean the same thing. The UK Parliament is a body, is a system that actually passes a law to govern United Kingdom. And that is what the Parliament does. And we elect our members of Parliament, MP, to represent different constituencies within the United Kingdom, and then they meet at the Parliament to make policies that affect everybody in terms of security, foreign affairs, etc.
All right. How many MPs does United Kingdom have in the UK Parliament?
It's over 600. I think about I can't be precise in terms of the total number. I think it's about 625, 650 something members of Parliament.
All right. What does Parliament work?
Well, they represent people of their constituent, and as I've said earlier on, they make policies that affect every one of us, both home and then foreign affairs as well. And that is their main job. And obviously, they represent their own constituent in terms of if there's any particular issues.
But I think he's trying to reconnect.
Oh, they often sleep. Maybe it's on to sleep.
Oh, maybe.
Or still recording.
Or lose the connection.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't worry. I think we have connected to the Wi-Fi. Yeah. All right. Yes. Sorry for that. So as you are saying, you are explaining the role of the MPs.
They are there to represent their constituency if they have any issue within their local government, as I've said, maybe about immigration or about housing, about schools and things like that. These are the things that the resident can actually approach them for to help them to intervene and see whatever they can do. But their main role is just to make policies.
So each MP represent their constituency.
Yeah.
All right. Are they by elected or by
they are all elected
appointment?
by election. They all elect them every 4 to 5 years.
All right.
And they will call election, and then the people will then vote for the party that they believe they want them to represent them.
All right. What will you say about the type of government United Kingdom operates?
United Kingdom Parliament is a parliamentary system.
All right.
We elect our members of parliament, and then we have a devolved power, which means after the parliament we have a local government election.
All
and
right.
then within the local government we have councillors.
All right.
And that is the system of government in UK. It's parliamentary.
All right. What about in the area of legislation? What I mean is the arms of the government. How many arms of government do they have?
We have judiciary, parliamentary, and I think those are the two. Judiciary, parliamentary, and then the local government.
All right. What is the role of the monarchy? I mean the Queen's duties in the UK Parliament.
Well, monarchy is the head of state.
All right.
Either Queen or King.
All right.
The monarchy is also the head of the nation.
All right.
As we all know, the Queen is the head of the Commonwealth as well.
All right.
And the Queen reigns, but she does not rule.
Oh.
And what that means that ruling is done by her government. And as head of state in the UK, the Queen is constitutionally obliged to follow the government's advice.
All right.
Our main function as head of state are to appoint the Prime Minister.
All right.
And all the other ministers.
All right.
To open new session of Parliament.
All right.
To give royal assent to bills passed by Parliament.
All right.
Signifying that they have become law.
All right.
Okay, back to the question you asked earlier in terms of the UK parliamentary system of government.
Yeah.
The UK, the British political system is a two-party system.
All right.
Since the 1920s, the two dominant parties have been the Conservative Party and the Labour Party.
All right.
Before the Labour Party rose in British politics, the Labour Party was the other major political party along with the Conservatives.
All right.
The Conservative Party, also known as the Tory, are in government at the moment. The Prime Minister is Boris Johnson, and the Deputy Prime Minister is Dominic Raab.
All right.
So, as I've said earlier on, we have executive,
all right,
the legislative,
all right,
and judiciary. Those are the main arms of
the government in the UK. Thank you so much, sir. How many political parties in the UK?
When we are talking about UK, I mean, I'll probably break it down into England, Northern Ireland, and Scotland.
Okay.
In England, we have three major ones.
Okay.
Obviously, there are a few other small ones here and there as well. But the major ones are Conservatives, Labour, and Liberal Democrats. And then in Scotland, we have a Scottish National Party. Okay. Obviously, they still have a Conservative and Labour Party there in Scotland as well. And then in Northern Ireland, we have the UDP, and then we have Sinn Féin. So those are the major ones, but as I've said, there are other few, independent and few minority parties as well. Those are the main political parties in the United Kingdom.
All right. As a politician, which party do you belong to?
I'm a true Labour Party member.
All right. Okay. As an elected councillor 2006, as we have seen that in your profile, And then we have seen that you are a former mayor of Lambeth between 2014 and 2015 in the UK. What are the role of councillors and the mayors in the UK?
The role of councillors are to make local laws.
All right.
In UK and to represent people. And when I'm talking about making local laws, I mean in terms of how much council tax, I mean we have to pay. They set rent, how much rent individuals have to pay if they live in a social housing. And then other things we do as a councillor is that we run the schools, the local schools, both primary and secondary school in the UK.
All right.
And then, I mean, we have raised taxes as well, local tax for business. The other things we do is we grant license to businesses. People who want to run business in the area, so we grant them license. So those are the main, apart from representing people as well, that okay, they elect us and we represent them to deal with any issues or problem they have with the council, be it social services or housing or school. I mean, when I mean school education, maybe a child cannot find a school and then the parents are struggling, then we can intervene and we run that. I mean, we set the budget for the local authority, how much we spend on all those adult social care, children social services, education, housing, you know, policing and things like those are the things that we are responsible for locally as elected councillors.
What about the role of mayor?
The role of the mayor, I think in UK we have two sets of different mayors, local council mayors. In some area they have speakers.
All right.
Just like in Hackney they use speaker instead of mayor. Then in Lewisham they use speakers instead of a mayor because they have elected mayor. And when I mean elected mayor is that the people of that local authority actually elect them during the election as their mayor.
All right.
Whereas the other mayor that is common is elected by the group in power. Either you're a speaker or you are mayor elected by the ruling party. Our role is mainly ceremonial in some cases.
All right.
And then another thing is that we chair the council meeting. So the mayor is the chair of the council. When the council sits, the mayor chair that meeting.
All right.
And apart from that, it's just the ceremonial part, representing the borough,
All right.
both locally, abroad, and outside the borough. So they represent the local authority as an ambassador.
All right.
The local authority.
All right. Thank you. You mentioned that some of the councillors are involved in the participating of running the schools.
Yeah.
Then what is the role of the Minister of Education then in the UK?
You see, as I've said, they enact laws, they give policies, they set laws, guidelines, how they want the schools to be run. Then the local authority then take over in managing and implementing the rules, the law
All right.
set by the parliament. So it's a devolved power.
All right.
That, okay, we want all our schools to be this, to be that. Then this is the law. Every child must be given a chance according to attend school. No child should be left behind. Then it's now the local authority to then manage that policy. That okay, in our local authority, then we have to plan. Then we forecast. Okay, how many young children are they? I mean, it's going to be born within the next few years. Do we have enough school places for them? Do we need to expand schools? Do we need to do something to be able to cope with the volume of children that will be entering primary school up to secondary school, A levels and so on? So these are the things that the local authority is actually doing and to run the local services.
All right. Thank you so much. What can you say in the area of performances of the councillor in the UK regarding to the compared to Nigeria in the area of I think maybe councillor may be equivalent to the function of the local government in Nigeria. How can you compare both?
Ideally, the role of local councillor in UK and Nigeria is supposed to be the same. It's supposed to be the same, representing people locally and making sure that you meet their needs, you are there to help them. But I don't think that is what is happening in Nigeria. Because here, when a resident calls us, then we have something we call advice surgery, where people, I think we have it twice a month, where people the resident can call us. Maybe they have problem with their school, with their children's school, housing, social services, you name it. Or maybe they have problem with their rent or council tax, and they want us to help them to navigate through the system so that, okay, they can arrange how to pay those money back and things like that. Or if they're finding it difficult to get a school for their children, or they are living in accommodation that is not suitable. So these are the things that they will call us. I mean, they can come to our advice surgery, and then we will help them to write to the council officers. You know, remember, we are elected. We don't actually do the physical work. We have officers, the council staff that does all this job, but they are accountable to us. So when there's a problem with a resident, they come to us, then we will write to the officer, okay, look, what is going on here? This resident came to me. This is their complaint. This is the problem they have. Why? Can you give us explanation? Why things have not been sorted? Why things have not been done? So they are accountable to us, and they will come back to us. When we send email to them, within 10 working days, they have to respond with an answer. Okay, they've investigated the query or the information, and the query we sent to them, and this is their findings. If we are not happy about it, we get back to them again that, okay, we are not satisfied, can you do something about it, until, you know, we get the right answer and help that person need. And that is how we do it here. And then here, to reach out to the councillor is so easy. I mean, our public information is always online, either the telephone number or email, or you can even send a letter to us, it will reach us. So people can easily have access to us to complain, to ask for help and advice. And that is how we do it here. And as I've said, we run an advice surgery where people, I mean, monthly, people know that, okay, on so day, your councillor will be at this venue. You don't need to book appointment to attend that open surgery. So you go there, your councillor will be there maybe for 1 or 2 hours. You queue up if there's so many people, you know, waiting on that day. They will take note of whatever problem issue that you have, and then when we get back to our office, then we send email to the officers to deal with that query. But in Nigeria, I don't think they're actually doing advice surgery, and I don't think they actually doing the role they're supposed to be doing by making sure they are close to the people. Many of them, the moment they get elected, they move out of the borough. They live somewhere else, maybe somewhere posh, and then they move away from the resident. Here, it doesn't work like that. If you have to represent people, you must be living within the borough or the area, or you must be working within the borough. So that means you cannot say, okay, you live in Lambeth and then you don't work in Lambeth, you don't live in Lambeth and then you live in Westminster or Richmond and so on. You can't do that. Because that means what is the interest you have in that area. If you don't live there, you don't work there, and you want to represent them. But in Nigeria, it doesn't matter where you come from, you know, they will elect you. I mean, I will use the word election anyway, either it's election or whatever, but they put you there. But what matters is that they are not close to the people and they are not representing people well enough the way they're supposed to be. Because when they are there, you hardly get hold of them anyway. So until when it's next election, that is when you see them coming back to you, you know, asking for your vote. But it doesn't work like that here. And over the years, we've tried to engage with the Nigerian politicians and the system that, okay, how can we work together as a British Nigerian politician and the Nigerian politician for all our effort to engage to
is affecting the social decision?
Well, most parties, we have members. What we do is that we have regular meetings with members of the party where we discuss about policy, what is their view on a lot of things, maybe on council budget, refuse collection, housing, school, you name it, all the services I mentioned, we consult our members and ask them what is their view. So they feed into our policy, into our manifesto locally. Because if we are going to be their representative, we have to understand what are the issues, what are the problems, what are the things they want us to do for them. And that is how we engage them. So we don't just make policies, believing that we know all. We engage the resident. We engage the members, and from that, we build our manifesto in terms of what we want to do, because it has to be localized. So it's by engaging different sector, businesses in the area as well. We ask them, we have a regular meeting with them. Okay, what are the things that you want us to do as a council? Maybe the business rate we are charging is too much. Maybe we need to do something to help the business to grow. Because I used to be a deputy member for enterprise to grow business in the area. So these are the things we engage different people, different businesses within the borough to ask them what are the things that bothers them, what are the things they want us to do for them. And then that will be part of our manifesto and policy that we want to do when we get to power. And that is how we engage residents.
Thank you. How can you differentiate between the diplomatic role of the mayor and the role of a councillor in the borough?
You see, mayor, as I've said along, is more or less a ceremonial role, representing the borough as number one citizen, both within the borough, outside and international, if they have to travel abroad. So they are number one citizen representing the borough. They are the ambassador. I'll probably put it like an ambassador for the borough.
Okay. Are they representing Queen, or why do they call ambassador?
Because they are representing the borough, and the borough is under the Queen. The Queen reigns.
All right.
So wherever we go as a mayor, we are representing the Queen. We are representing the local authority. So that is our role. Okay. So it's an ambassador for that local authority, and that is our role as a mayor. And the other part of the question is
the role of the councillor.
Councillor are also elected members just like the mayor, but the only thing is that they are only representing the local authority where they are based. And in most cases, probably the ward. But, you know, every councillor have different area where they are attached to.
All right.
So their main priority should be that ward.
All right.
Then obviously, that doesn't mean if you have a casework from another part of the borough, maybe another ward that is not yours, that you cannot deal with it. But that depends on the individual councillor whether they want to be flexible, accessible to people that, okay, yes, you don't live in my ward, but you have this problem, it's something I can deal with, I can do. Then you take up the case, do the members' inquiry, and you help them as much as you can. But otherwise, the councillor is just responding for the local area and ward and they represent.
Thank you, sir. Are they allowed to attend religious events or not?
Yes. I mean, people elect you, you can't discriminate. Either it's a Christian or Muslim or Jews or Christian or whatever, I mean, religion that exists within that community. You are there to represent everybody. So whatever they do, you have to be there to support them. And especially as a mayor, you cannot do that as a mayor because you are representing everybody.
Everybody.
It's not like a king.
Yeah.
So they are there for everybody, not for a section of the community. You know.
All right.
And same thing with councillors as well.
All right. As a chairman of a Nigerian-British Politicians, Republic of Ireland, what are the support your organization is giving to Nigerian community politicians? So,
well, I mean, over the years and up till now, I mean, we still have the association. And what we do is that if, for example, if someone coming from maybe from Acme now, that they have a problem maybe with housing or something, they reach out to me as the chairman. And I would then say, okay, I don't live in Acme, but I have a colleague who is councillor so. Then I will send email or contact that councillor that, look, Mr. or Mrs. so came to me. This is the issue. This is the problem they have. This is the problem they have. So can you please step in to help them? So these are the things that we do, be it housing, education, council tax, rent, whatever the problem is locally. These are the things we do. But obviously, I mean, I've stepped down now in that role as a former mayor and former councillor. But still, I have the privilege of being able to network for people when they have issues. Because, I mean, I'm still within the group. So when people call me, oh, I need this help, then I will think, okay, you live in this area, okay, I know councillor so I will contact them and so on. So that is one of the things we do. Another things we do is that to encourage more ethnic minority to get involved in politics. I've mentored so many people, many of them are now elected members. Even the one I mentioned to you that she was elected in Leeds.
Yeah.
I mentor, I encourage her. And there are so many people like that. Okay, we've mentored, we've encouraged. And recent election, a lot of Nigerians have been elected, either on the platform of Labour Party or Conservative. So these are the people that, okay, when we go out to the community, look, we cannot sit back and do nothing. Let's get more people involved. The more people we get involved, the more we're able to influence the policies that affect us locally. Because if we don't do that, then our people will continue to have problems and they won't know how to navigate through the system, how to seek for help and advice. So these are the things we do. Encouraging people, supporting the newly elected councillors. At the same time, when people have issues or problems within their various local authority, we can step in and help them to resolve those issues. Those are the things that we do.
Thank you, sir. In your book, you published a book 2018, which compiled the names of Nigerians who are in the UK politics. In that book, there are over 50 Nigerians served in the UK democracy as a councillor, MP, member of London Assembly.
Yeah, and yes as well.
Yeah, I want to ask whether the number is increased more than 50 or...
It has increased probably over 100 now. If I have to look at the recent one, we are talking about both currently serving and ex. So if you look at that, it will be probably more than 150.
Wow.
Now.
So we should be expecting the second edition of that book, because I really
it is overdue. The second edition is well overdue. It's well overdue. There are so many names that is missing. Even when I published the first edition as well, there are still some people that was missed. Either because the information was not available then, or because by the virtue of their name, which sound too English to pick, to identify as a Nigerian. We need to, I need to do more and make sure I capture, because that book is the first one to actually, capture and capture all the contribution of Councillor William Odulate, a conservative councillor from Avery. And apparently it's still the first African Caribbean to be elected in UK.
The UK.
I don't want to use parliament now, but when we are talking about first elected black person, he was the one. Then obviously we have the first Dan Abbott, Paul Boateng, Benny Grant, that was the first black to be elected into parliament
in the UK.
In the UK. But when you are talking about the first person to be elected in a British political system, is this man. And when I was doing the research, the only person that was elected before him was probably in the 18 something. We are talking about during the period of slave trade and things like that. But when we are talking about the recent, in the 19th century, it's the first one.
It's the first one. Thank you. Please, what are the challenges facing Nigerians who are elected serving in the UK Parliament? What are the
challenges we face? Is lack of participation by our community. If you are not a member of the political party, you cannot select someone to represent you, because the way the system works is that is a paid up member of the political party that select the candidate. Look at what is going on now within the Conservative Party now. Who is going to determine our next Prime Minister? Is Conservative Party members, paid up members on their register. Okay, this person is a Conservative, he or she has paid his or her due. So now the ballot paper is out to members of the Conservative across United Kingdom. they will then vote for either Shunak or Liz. So if our people are not member of the party, when they want to present a candidate to represent them, then there's nobody to support them, to back them up. So I always say to people that let's get involved, let's register, let's be a member of the party. So when you do that, you have a voice, a stronger voice. That okay, I want XYZ to be the next councillor, I want XYZ to be the members of parliament, to be the mayor. But if we don't do that, we don't have that strength. You know, it's a number of games. It's a number of games here that is how many supporters you have. So if our people are not part of the party to select the candidate, then you don't have a chance. Then you then rely on the vote and the support of other group to get you there. And our people, they don't see the advantage in being involved in things like that. And everywhere I go, every meetings, event I attend, I always tell them, let's do this. Because that is the only way you can pick. Because they can deselect you anytime. If you don't have your people there to back you up. So that is how the system works. So I will encourage our community to get involved. I mean, I've been to so many churches and mosques because of the reason they think, oh, politics is not for that. I said, you are just deceiving yourself. I mean, if you want to improve your church or mosque, you need a planning permission. You need it from the council to give you the planning permission to do the extension or what you want to do there. So if you don't have people who can help you to navigate through that planning permission and everything, you are wasting your time. You have members that come to your church or mosque, they have problem, that they don't know which councillors to turn to for help and advice. So the more members you have getting involved, the better. I mean, I went to a Stevenage one day it was a church that I was invited to, and I told them a few things. Do this, do this, do this, and you get what you want. They did it, and they got what they want. That is how it works.
Thank you. But do you have anything to say regarding to Muslim ticket in Nigeria or Muslim Christian? Do you have any?
You see, for me, I don't have any issue whether Christian or Muslim. The most important thing is that let's get the better candidate, the good candidate to represent us. But the present and the past government in Nigeria, they fail. They try their best, but it's not enough. Look at what is going on back in Nigeria now. So for me, I think all those leaders, both past and present, who have been leading us, they've tried, because I don't like, they are our elders, and I don't like to just condemn them. But I think they've done what they can, and they've tried their best. I think it's time for a new breed of politicians to get involved to move that country forward. And what I mean, I've said so many, different times, I've given so many interviews. Why is it that you are not engaging the British Nigerian politicians who have done it, tested, tried, and everything? Not only in UK, we have Nigeria who has been elected. We have in other parts of the world as well, which I don't know, maybe in Spain, in Germany, in Eastern Europe, wherever. We have dotted Nigerians in a political position there. So why can't we tap into these skills, into these people who have done it abroad? Why can't we bring them home? Why, I've written a lot of proposals. My background is academics. I was a lecturer for so many years before, running my own business now. So I've written a proposal on how to improve school in Oyo State. That proposal was taken, but was used behind me without carrying me along. But what they didn't realize is that what I gave to them was a summary. So they implement it without me.
They can't get it.
They can't get it.
Yeah,
you are now they are doing it, but they can't get it. So if they don't go back to the people who have that vision, then we always get it. And that is what they do in Nigeria. They will tap into the diaspora's brain. They will ask them to write a paper on how to do this and do that. Instead of them carrying them along, getting them involved, they will give it to someone to go and implement, and it's a recipe for failure. At the end of the day, they will do it just anyhow. It will never work. I think before COVID, we went to Lagos from Nigerian Academics we organized a seminar workshop for teachers for Lagos Island and Sule local government, where I think well over 200 teachers turned up for each of the local government. Then this thing, they love it, they want more of it. The same thing we went to Oyo State, we did for a secondary school. The deputy governor was there. These are the things we can do, but it's only when they work with us, when they collaborate with us.
Yeah.
But instead of them to work with us and collaborate with us, they want you to just keep giving and giving without any support. And when the one we did, it was self-funded by us. We didn't charge them for it. And these are the things that, okay, should be spread to different local governments, to different schools in Nigeria, where the Nigerian academics can then share good idea, practice, how we do things here, because they are our colleagues. And then where we can exchange material resources, we will be able to offer that as well. But are they doing that? No. We are talking about politics. What's wrong in us coming to Nigeria, maybe a few of us, to come and engage with the Nigerian councillors? This is how we do things. This is what you can do to make things better for your constituent in your area. Are they doing that? No. In 2010, I was invited to Lagos as well when they have a conference or seminar for local government councillors and chairmen. I was one of the guest speakers invited from here. And all the councillors that came and everything, they love it. They were saying, oh, this should be annual event. That was the end of it. So how do you improve? How do you make things better? Here there's something we call continuous professional development. It's not something you do once. It has to be continuous. So that people can understand it. New crop of people will be coming in between. Those who missed the last training or seminar or workshop, maybe this time around they'll be able to get involved and see how things are done. But the future for Nigeria, I don't know, in the area of politics and academics, because unless they engage the diaspora, they want our money. We send money to them all the time. But when it comes to engagement, they don't want to. All along, I mean, I've been campaigning, I've been talking about the diaspora voting, probably before 2010. Nothing has happened up to now. We are sponsoring Nigerian economy. But why is it that, okay, when it comes to making a decision, we cannot participate to elect the leader that we want in our country? Or when it comes to implementing things that, okay, use the resources we have here. We have doctors, we have nurses, we have engineers doing well in this country and other parts of the world. Why can't we bring these people home? It doesn't mean we are going to come to Nigeria and settle down permanently and so on. But let's find a system where we can tap into these people. All we need from the diaspora is just meet us halfway, middle way. We will come with our skill and energy and everything we have. Then meet us maybe to pay for the hotel accommodation, logistic, whatever. That's what we are asking them to meet us halfway. We are not doing for profit.
Just for the progress of the country.
But instead, and sometimes when they even want to do that, they will go and give it to their cronies, the friend that doesn't have the experience or the knowledge or the know-how of what they want. They will give it to them. Not until we start saying, okay, look, let's use the expert in this area. Let's get the diaspora who have done well, who know. I mean, I was a school governor for 3 different schools. I was a school governor for primary school, for secondary school, for further education. So you can see the experience in those 3 sectors. And when I was in the council, I was also a deputy member for children and young people, which is education and social services, planning the school places, budgeting and everything. So you can see that experience. A professor doesn't have that knowledge, experience. Because in Nigeria, they always say, oh, you must be a professor, you must have a PhD. No, look at the skill, the experience someone has. That's what matters. Because the more you read, the less you know. Because when you do your PhD, you are narrowing your area of focus. When you do your master, you narrow your area of focus. But when you do your first degree, you do general, you do a wider topics. But the more you go, the more narrow you start focusing on a specific something, which is not the same like someone who is working, who has done it with the experience. And that is what Nigeria needs to do. And with I don't want to go into the education sector now because that's a big another thing on its own. The way the education system is in Nigeria, I don't want to now they are on strike for 5 months or more.
It has to.
So what quality education are you giving our young people? What do you want these young people to be doing for that length of period? That is why I said the current and the past governments are failures. I don't want to use any words to denigrate them, but they've done their best, but it's not good enough for the country. Because if it's good for the country, they are not going to be sending their children abroad to study. They are not going to be coming here for medical treatment, while our local hospitals, our local school has been run down. And people are suffering. And then you put more burden on them, taxes left and right. No security. Is that a country? Is that how you govern people? So this bothers me, and that is why for me, it pains me that when you even try to engage, let's do it well, let's do it right. We come with nothing, we go with nothing. If someone drop dead now, whatever millions or houses you have, it's of no use to anybody. In fact, if you have children, they probably be fighting over it to death in some cases. What do you need it for? But God willing, if God is going to use me in Nigeria one day, it will happen, because we have to do things for people.
Yeah, so that is my next question. That do you have any plan to join Nigerian politics in future?
They've asked me this question before. I think it was Punch newspaper. I said, by Nigerian standard, the way of policies they are doing there now, I don't think they will give people like me chance, the opportunity. Because number one, I'm not going to do the money policy they are doing, which I don't have the money. If I have my money here, I would rather enjoy myself quietly. But if they want to do it based on merit, on what you can deliver, what you can do, if they approach me, of course, I want Nigeria to be better. I want things to be okay for everybody in Nigeria. So if they approach me and they are ready to use me in the area of my strength, which is academics and politics, of course, I will answer. I always say to people that when Nigeria calls, I have to obey. When my country calls me, I have to obey. I will be there to support and do what is necessary to make things better in Nigeria. But as I've said, are they ready for me? Do they want me? That's the question we have to ask them.
Then how will you tackle corruption if you have been...
It comes from the leaders.
Yeah.
You see, one thing is that everybody have to declare their asset. Then you have to prove the sources of your income. If you have mansion, whatever, you know how much you want before you get into that position. People are not going to make money from whatever they do. If you work, if you do something, you are entitled to your salary, or if whatever. But what should happen is that if people are living beyond their means, then you need to question that. Where is the sources of money coming from? And you see, when we do things fairly, everybody will be happy. Roads, electricity, job opportunity, people won't mind what the government actually do. But if they don't do that, then everybody is a disaster for everybody. So for Nigeria to move forward, then they need to know that they are there to represent people. Look at them now. After they will bribe to get votes here and there. Then after that, they don't see them until the next 4 years. Is that government? No. You have to be close. And now everywhere they go with security here. You see the Prime Minister here, you see the MP here, you see the councillors here, mayors here. We all go freely. Many people have been meeting me on the road. Oh, hello, councillor, hello, mayor. Oh, thank you for this. I went to a store somewhere not too far from here, and the lady saw me. Oh, hello. I deal with the community problem. Nigerians, wherever you are, I deal with them because I know it's something I can help them with. As I've said, if it's not something I can deal with directly, I will link with my colleagues in other boroughs and help them out. And that is why people love me. And that is why my name is so popular within the Nigerian Councilor. I'm not there for myself, I'm there for the people. Yes, there are some councillors, they are not responsible, they are not willing to help. No doubt about it. There are some of us like, okay, they are just there for the title for themselves. Instead of reaching out and helping the people, they are not doing that. But the majority of us are there, to help and make life easier for our community. United Kingdom. That is what we are there for. That is what I've been doing all my life.
Thank you, sir. The last question is, what will you say on Brexit in the United Kingdom? How does Brexit affect the country?
Well, okay, I need to, as someone who actually voted for Brexit, I believe a country should have its own laws, sovereignty, to live and make laws that affect their citizens the way they want. And this is my own personal view. I believe Brexit should help more Commonwealth countries. I believe before Brexit, a lot of European and Eastern European people are coming to UK. They work, but they don't stay, they don't invest here. Whereas people from Commonwealth work, they invest back here and stay. So for me, there are a lot of people, I don't think the Brexit actually affects Britain because I will tell you, because there are a lot of jobs out there that people don't want to do. If you look at the care sector, this industry is suffering for manpower, and people prefer to stay at home, either to do 16 hours because they are getting benefit. The government needs to then change the law that, okay, for you to be able to be entitled to benefit, they have to increase that hours to at least nothing less than 25 hours a week instead of 16 hours to get you be entitled to your benefit. Increase it. So they don't want to do anyone because, oh, I don't want to do more than 16 hours because it's going to affect my benefit. Whereas there's a job. And why is it that the government is now allowing people to go and recruit from abroad to come and do care work, where there are a lot of people out there claiming benefit and they don't want to get out to do the job? And then later on they will say, oh, a lot of foreigners are here now, they are taking over the job that you don't want to do. So I think the government needs to speak to the first generation of Africans, not the second one. People like us who came here, who struggle to achieve, to get whatever we get now. Then we'll be able to tell them the truth that, look, you need to change your policy. Don't interview the second generation because they were born here, probably have the same mentality. Think about, get the first generation African Caribbean, interview them. They will tell you that you've been too soft on a lot of things. People shouldn't be paid to stay at home when there's a job. All of us, including myself, have done cleaning job. I've worked as a waiter. I've worked as a security guard. Before I get to work, where I am now, why can't people just pick themselves up and go and do all those things to support their family rather than sitting on benefit, watching TV left and right, and then they will complain that, okay, the government is not giving them enough money for doing nothing. And then the pressure is on people who actually work to pay more taxes to finance those people. The government needs to start thinking about their policy. Again, on housing, you'll be paying someone housing benefit. Then the landlord is making money. Why don't you use that money that you are wasting on housing benefit for a landlord to be part of a mortgage for the people that live there? It's the government money that you are paying them. So why don't you make it one a way that, okay, is contribute towards their mortgage? So the rent they are paying and then what they are paying, we help those people to move on the property ladder. So as I've said, until they start engaging the first African Caribbean about their views on a lot of policy and things they are doing, then they will continue to have problems. Because the people they are talking to doesn't understand the pains, the problem of the first generation and how things should be done to make life easier.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the end of the first session. We shall have the second session shortly. Thank you so much. My name is Dr.Daud and Awwal for Awwal Television.